Good morning, children. In this video, we are going to learn about electric motor. Okay. Uh, we in the previous session, we learned about force acting on a current carrying conductor in the vicinity of external magnetic field. So here, whenever current is passing through a conductor in the presence of an external magnetic field, it will experience force due to the interaction between two magnetic fields which are developed there. One is the magnetic field developed around the current carrying conductor, and the second one is the magnetic field which we applied in a direction perpendicular to the magnetic field which is so developed. So here, this force which is acting on this current carrying conductor displaces it either inwards or outwards. To understand in which direction this force is acting and on what factors this force depends, all these things we can clearly calculate with the help of the Fleming's left hand rule, where we have three fingers of the left hand, where the forefinger indicates the magnetic field and the middle finger indicates the electric field and the thumb indicates the force on a current carrying conductor. So with the help of this rule, we have clearly identified the direction of force which is acting on a current carrying conductor. So, and also we discussed about the magnitude of force. The magnitude of force depends on three factors. One is the magnetic field strength, the external magnetic field strength. Second, the amount of current passing through the conductor. Third, the length of the conductor. So we have taken it as a BIL, bill. So F is proportional to BIL. And also it depends upon the angle between the external magnetic field and the conductor. Like how you kept the conductor in the magnetic field. Is the conductor carrying current parallel to the magnetic field or perpendicular to the magnetic field, or it is aligned at any other direction? So whenever the conductor is placed in the direction of external magnetic field, it doesn't experience any force because theta is 0 where sine 0 is 0. As a result, F is equal to 0. Whereas when the conductor is aligned in a direction perpendicular to the external magnetic field, it will experience maximum force that is equal to BIL. So this is what we learned in the previous session. So today we are going to learn about electric motor, which is an application of this force which is acting on a current carrying conductor. So today we are going to learn about electric motor and where we have this electric motor in our day-to-day life. Okay, so electric motor is a device which converts electrical energy into mechanical work, like a rotation. We use this electric motor in electric fans, any rotating devices like washing machines, refrigerators, mixer grinders, wet grinders, CD players, tape recorder players. So here we have various devices where we are having a rotation. So whenever we have this rotation, then definitely we use the electric motor. So basically, electric motor is a device that converts electric energy into mechanical work. Mechanical work in the sense here it is a rotation. Okay. Let us understand how this electric motor works. When we are learning about this electric motor, we have to learn basically about 4 points. One is the definition, like what is electric motor. As I said, this is a device that converts electrical energy into mechanical work. That is the definition of electric motor. Second is working principle. On what principle it works. That is very, very important. Whenever we are taking any device, an electrical component, we need to understand on what principle it works. So the working principles are very important. Working principle. Working principle is force on a current carrying conductor. Force on a current carrying conductor in the external magnetic field. This is the working principle of an electric motor. So along with this, even we use Fleming's left hand rule to know in which direction the force is experienced by the parts of this electric motor. And the third point here is, need to know what it consists of. What are the various parts of the electric motor and their functioning, okay, their working. So here I have shown everything in the diagram. You can observe the diagram very carefully. We have a magnet with its north and south poles here to provide a strong magnetic field. Okay. Generally in the normal small electric motors, what we see, there we have the permanent magnet. Okay, whereas in huge devices like electric motors, washing machines, electric fans and all these things, we have the like electric motor, there we are not putting this permanent magnets, we are keeping the electromagnets. Okay, you know how it works, like whenever current passes through that, it produces a magnetic field. That's what happens in the case of general devices, all these. Whereas in a small electric motors, what you get in toys or whatever, there we get a permanent magnetic field, normal magnetic field. Okay, so this is the magnetic field which provides a strong, these are the magnets with the north and south poles which provide a strong magnetic field. And if you see here, we have a rectangular wire. I labeled it as PQRS. This is called as an armature coil. Armature coil is generally an insulated copper wire which is wound on a soft core, a soft iron core. Okay, so this wire behaves like a armature coil which is placed in the magnetic field. Here I have shown only one wire, but in general we have many turns of the wire in the rectangular form which is wound on the soft iron core. Okay, so the ends of this wire are connected to the split rings. You can see S1 and S2 here. It's like a ring, a metal ring which is split into two halves. Okay, one half is S1, the other half is called split ring S2. These are split at the center. Okay, and it has two layers, inner layer and outer layer. The inner layer is insulated. The inner layer of this ring is insulated. So we have a ring like this through which an axle, you can see O here, this is called as an axle. That axle or shaft which passes through that ring. Since it is insulated, if you touch the ring also, we don't get, if you touch this axle also, we don't get any shock. Okay. So whereas outer layer of these rings are conducting material, made of conducting material. So the ends of the armature coil are connected to S1 and S2. Okay. Now this S1 and S2 is in contact with two brushes here. We call them as carbon brushes. B1 and B2 are called as carbon brushes. Okay. These carbon brushes are used to provide an electrical contact with the circuit. So these two are connected to the external circuit through a battery and plug key. So this is about the overall structure of the electric motor. Now after understanding the construction of this electric motor, construction in the sense we learned about various parts of the electric motor and how they work out. Later we need to know what is the overall working of electric motor. Working of electric motor in the sense, I told you it has to convert electrical energy into mechanical work. So it has to give us a rotation effect. Okay, so let us understand how it provides that rotation effect. Okay, so first carefully observe this figure. Okay, Here, when I place this armature coil PQRS, which is a rectangular coil like this, it is placed in between the two poles of the magnet. Two poles of the magnet perpendicular to the magnetic field, because if you see, the magnetic field is like this from north to south pole, whereas this coil is placed perpendicular to that, so that this armature coil is having various arms, various parts, like PQ is one arm, QR is another arm, RS is one more arm, like that it has two different arms. So if you see, observe this PQ, the arm PQ and RS, these two are perpendicular to the lines of force from north pole to south pole. Whereas coming to this arm QR, that is parallel to this magnetic field. Arm in the sense, this is all made of copper, it's a conducting wire, it's a conductor. It's a total conductor where we are taking different parts of the conductor. So this part of the conductor is called as arm of the armature coil, which is perpendicular. This is also perpendicular, whereas QR is parallel to the external magnetic field. Now, when you close the key in the circuit, external circuit, that means to say when you start sending the current through the circuit here, through the electric motor, we know that current starts from positive end of the battery and ends at negative end of the battery. So when the current starts flowing through the positive end, first it will pass through the carbon brush B1, which is in contact with the S1. It is not attached to it, it is just in contact with the S1. And S1 in turn is in contact with the armature coil. So when current is passing through B1 to S1 and then to the armature coil, that is through the arm PQ, from P to Q and then Q to R and then R to S and back to S2, from there to B2, B2 back to negative of the battery. This is the path of the current through the motor. So we know that now this arm is having a current which is passing through it and is placed in the external magnetic field. We know that whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in the external magnetic field, it experiences force, and that force is maximum when you put the conductor in perpendicular direction. So as we know, PQ is in perpendicular direction to the external magnetic field, so it experiences maximum force, whereas QR is parallel to the field direction, so it doesn't experience any force. Whereas coming to RS, again it is perpendicular to the field, so it also experiences force. So here, if you observe in the armature coil, rectangular armature coil, PQ and RS are experiencing the force. Okay, so as a result, there will be a turning effect. There will be a torque which is acting on the coil. Let us identify in which direction these two arms of the armature coil experience force. For that purpose, we need to apply Fleming's left hand rule. Now always keep this forefinger in the direction of magnetic field, and this is the direction of current, but current is passing from P to Q, so you have to put that in the direction of P to Q. Then the thumb indicates the force on PQ. So this thumb is showing inverse in the sense, now if you take, this is the magnet, north pole and south pole, and you are keeping an armature coil this way perpendicular to it, then this side of the coil experiences downward force and other side it experiences upward force. That means to say PQ experiences downward force and RS experiences upward force, just like this. For example, if you take a uniform magnetic field like this, uniform magnetic field is always represented with parallel lines. Okay, now you kept the conductor in this way. So this arm experiences downward force and that arm experiences upward force. As a result, there will be a rotation. So initially it was like this, now it is rotated. Initially it was like this, now it is rotated downwards and upwards. Okay, when it is rotated like this through 90 degrees, Then along with this coil, even these split rings rotate. The split rings rotate. Along with the split rings, even axle rotate through 90 degrees. When they are rotating through 90 degrees, what will happen here? These gaps in the armature, in the split rings will come in contact with B1 and B2. There are gaps, so there is no electrical contact with the external circuit. As a result, the current stops flowing through the armature coil. When there is no current, there is no force experienced by the conductor. So there is no turning effect. So it is already turned to 90 degrees, and because of the inertia, it will further continue to 180 degrees. Like for example, if you see the fan, when you switch off the fan immediately won't stop because of inertia of motion. So it will continue to rotate for some time and then it will stop. In the same manner, when this armature coil is rotated through 90 degrees, it will further continue because of the inertia of motion, and it will come to 180 degrees position. In the 180 degrees position, what will happen? RS will come to this side, PQ will go to that side. Initially, before the turning, if you observe, through the PQ, current is from down to up. Through the RS, it is from R to S. When it is turned to 180 degrees, when RS comes this side, then the current reverses its direction. Through RS arm, now the current passes from S to R, and in the PQ, it is from Q to P. There is a reversal in the current direction. That is because the rotation of the split ring here. So here, these split rings are called commutator. It works as a commutator. Commutator is a device that always reverses the direction of current. So now here in this particular electric motor, these split rings behave like commutator. They reverses the direction of current through the arms of the armature coil. Now in this 180 degrees turning, what will happen? S2 will come in contact with B1 and S1 will go to B2. Again they will come in contact with B1 and B2. As a result, again the current starts flowing through the armature coils RS and QP. So now RS will experience a downward force and QP will experience an upward force. So again the coil rotated through 90 degrees. That is from initial stage to now, it is 270 degrees. Again, due to inertia of motion, it will go to 360 degrees. In that way, one complete rotation is done in one particular direction. As a result, this axle rotates through 360 degrees. If you attach a fan to the axle, along with this axle, even the blades of the fan starts rotating. So it will continue further. As a result, we have a continuous rotation in the electric motor. In that way, this electrical energy is converted into mechanical work. Clear, children? This is about working of electric motor, which is very useful in lifting the water from ground level to the overhead tank, or it is used, as I said, it is used in the washing machines. Like the drum is attached to the axle here, the drum of the washing machine, so that whenever this axle is rotating, even the drum rotates and it will wash the clothes. It is also like same thing, like in the mixer grinders or wet grinders, even those small blades what we have, they are attached to this. So whenever it is rotating, even they rotate and cut the food material into pieces there in the mixer grinders or the wet grinders. Even CD players, CDs will be rotated in the same manner. Okay, this is about the working of electric motor. Thank you, children.